Good evening. It is Wednesday, April 3rd, 2024, and welcome to the Town of Carmel Town Board meeting. This is a Town Board voting meeting. We have 10 resolutions on the agenda. If everyone would please rise and face the flag for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. If everyone please remain standing for a moment of silence for all those brave men and women in uniform that keep us safe, and especially for Officer Diller and his family, tragically murdered in New York City. Thank you. I call this meeting to order, and I ask our town clerk, Alice Daly, to please do a roll call attendance.
Councilman Kearns?
Present.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Present.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Here. Okay, so before we do public comment, I just want to read this. It is the board's understanding that there may be people in attendance this evening who may wish to speak and or to express the objection to a particular project that is currently pending before the planning board. While this board certainly encourages public interest and input in community development, as well as public involvement and participation in the approval process, please understand that on the advice of counsel, there will be no comment or discussion related to this matter this evening or at any time before the town board. The planning board is an independent and autonomous approval entity that makes its decisions and determinations based solely upon the record before it and without any input or influence from the town board or its members. We encourage all of those residents and stakeholders who have interest in speaking on this or any other application before the Planning Board, Zoning Board, or Environmental Conservation Board to attend those meetings and take the opportunity to make their voices heard during the course of the scheduled public hearings. The matter that I am referencing, there is a Planning Board meeting April 11th where that application comes before them. The reason why the town board is not involved, again, it is a board separate from ours, and we cannot be seen as influencing that board's decision. That will only lead to litigation and undue cost on the taxpayers having to fight something that could have been avoided by us not allowing such discussions. So with that said, if there are any residents or business owners that would like to get up to the microphone, please state your name, where you live, and you have 5 minutes.
May I just ask a procedural question, just for clarification? Good evening, members of the board. Michael Nowak, Austin Road.
Your name and where you
Michael
live?
Nowak, Austin Road.
Uh-huh.
Before I start my commenting, is the planning board advisory to the trustees, or are they an independent approval authority? That's the only question I want to ask, because I don't know the procedures, I just want to know. Are they advisory, or are they a independent approval authority?
They are an independent approval authority.
They are independent
They
approval.
issue their own approvals.
Okay, thank you.
Along with the zoning and
Correct.
DC
Along with the zoning board is independent approval.
and the environmental conservation.
And environmental as well. So each board has their own approval authority.
They're
not,
autonomous from us, yes.
They're not for referral. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I'll be back up to the council.
Well, you, go ahead, you were up here. Go ahead.
I'll let the ladies go first.
Okay. That was not a good start. This doesn't move, and I'm short. I'll try my best. I'd just like to say that we're here tonight because we've been informed that we're not allowed to make public comment at the planning
sorry.
board meeting.
I'm sorry, what is your name?
My name is Lauren Roslin, and I live at 59 Center Road.
Okay.
So that's why we're here tonight, because we.
No, the planning board
Yep.
No, we're not going to discuss it. The planning board will have a public hearing, just like the town board has a public hearing. And at a public hearing, there's, discourse back and forth, and people are allowed to speak. We don't put, when it's a town board public hearing, we don't put a 5-minute timer on it. You're allowed to speak on the subject, of that, like a law, a zoning change, a law change and whatnot, for as long as possible.
Still here tonight to voice my concern
About what?
about the battery project.
No. Please, if
But
you have a
I
different,
feel
ma'am,
like-
if you have a different subject you would like to discuss, please do it. If it's the battery, please just sit down.
It's the safety of my family and my residents
Okay, and
that
did
I'd
you-
like to discuss.
Yeah, okay.
So I'm
Again, we're not going to discuss
But I just
something
want,
that's
okay,
before
so
the
I
planning
will
board.
speak, I will speak
So-
solely to my fear for the safety of my family, which my property is
I don't want you to
adjacent.
prejudice the planning process. Please do like I asked you politely,
Okay.
and don't do that.
So am I allowed to speak to my concern? My concerns for
Your
my
concerns are
fam-
about lithium batteries? No.
My concerns are about my family's safety in the town of Carmel, which
With
is where
regard
I
to lithium
reside.
batteries? No, don't do it. No, don't dance around the subject, please. Keep us from wasting your tax dollars and my tax dollars because you got us sued.
I'm
Well, you think it's funny that we'll get sued?
No, I don't, nobody wants you to get sued.
So-
But I do
so
think that there was
respect-
a time where we were
respect-
allowed to voice our concerns about our
At
residences.
the planning meeting, you can discuss and voice your concerns about that.
I just, okay. I'm so confused.
Michael Nowak, Austin Road again. So, per legal counsel's determination, the board was guided not to engage in discussion or comments, so your guidance was for the board not to discuss this matter, but this is public time for residents to come and speak at a meeting, and they have 5 minutes to speak. Whether the board appreciates it or not, I understand your role and I understand your purpose, and your counsel determined for you all not to comment on it. But there's 5 minutes of discussion time for residents to speak.
No,
Yes. Yes. Where is it? No.
because I chair it. No, there's not a law. Nobody's influencing me to keep quiet, other than, why would we purposely do something to have a problem? There's a process, it goes to the
Guys,
planning board.
guys, stay
That's,
calm.
it goes
Stay
to the
calm.
planning board, that's the process. Follow the process, that's the way it works.
Okay, so I would like to propose code changes to the town code about public notice requirements, which I feel are not appropriate and are lacking. Many municipalities in multiple counties require that public meetings be noticed by a sign, as well as public notices mailed to residents, businesses within a radius, and I feel that the town code here is inadequate in today's times, and multitude of projects before various boards are not properly noticed, and a 24 by 36 sign is not adequate for people driving 30 miles an hour, because height of the letters, the legibility of the letters, as the MUTCD code requires heights of traffic signs, these signs cannot be read. So I am requesting that the town board consider and have discussion on revamping the mail notification requirements, public notice requirements for future projects before the planning board, zoning board, architecture review board, and conservation board.
Is that it?
No, I have other comments as well, but you're saying I can't bring them up with regards to a project, even though I disagree with you. But I'm going to respect you right now. I still have 3.5 minutes.
Well, you should use them now, because there's no coming back up, so.
So with regards to this battery project,
No.
well, on advice of council, board was told not to discuss it, not me. Council
Well-
did not tell me not to discuss this.
Yeah, so I'm going to turn off the microphone and ask you to leave. if you disrupt the
On
meeting.
what basis? Open meetings laws allowed discussion at the meeting.
No.
There's 5 minutes on your agenda for residents to discuss.
Yep, and I told you not this subject.
Because
Nothing.
you chose not this subject,
Because
and your
it's-
council.
Yeah. Sir, just have a seat.
Why are we dancing around this? Public comment at every other meeting is allowed.
Yes, and we don't allow public comment on
We're
items.
requesting a moratorium on this project.
Hi. Lisa Cercelli. I live in the preserves at Somers.
I'm sorry, where?
The preserves at Somers.
Yes, I'm sorry.
No, it's a
Town residents,
town residents are the
town
only.
of Carmel, right,
Town-
not Somers.
No, I know.
Okay.
Am I still allowed to speak, though?
No, ma'am. No, you're not a resident or a business owner?
I am.
Yes.
I'm
You
a
can speak at the
resident.
planning board open forum that they're going to have a public hearing.
Okay.
You could speak at that.
My
but
question is kind of related to. I know.
No, ma'am.
I
No.
don't know when the public
No.
forum is.
I
I wonder if you can provide that
They
information.
will notice that when they're going to have their, it's probably quite a bit away. They're just opening this up on the 11th. We don't know when they're going to have their public hearing on this subject. They haven't even begun the process yet. But please,
I have a question, Carrie, from Mahopac Falls. I'm new here. I don't know what's going on, and I really am not familiar with this lithium battery, whatever, and I'm not talking about it, but I just want to know where I can find the information and get the, whatever it is, what the planning date is for this lithium battery farm that everybody else here is mentioning. I just,
thank
can
you
you
for
direct me
your,
to a website or
thank you.
the bylaws or the proposal plan and the dates, please?
April 11th is the planning board meeting for,
Is it under a specific category? Environmental?
oh, the planning board.
Under the, I understand that. I hear what you're saying. But is there a title to this? Does it have a name? Or just, am I randomly going to planning board and just searching every article?
On April 11th, there'll be a planning board meeting. There will be an agenda.
Will the
On the
agenda
website-
consist of whatever these people are talking about?
I am not-
lithium,
I don't do
battery
the planning-
farm in Mahopac, Miller
I don't
Road?
do the planning board agendas. I cannot tell you what their agenda says, but if you look on the website, there will be a notice for their meeting on the 11th with an agenda.
Okay, thank you.
So I'm back because I didn't use my 5 minutes, but I just decided that I'd like to use my 5 minutes to voice, as a resident of this town, how concerned I am with the fact that the board that we elected to represent us is refusing to hear the concerns that we have for the safety of our families in the town of Carmel. And I am appalled that you will not allow us to voice concerns for the safety of our families. We are residents of this town, and we deserve time to be able to do that. So I will not mention anything else, but I will say that on record, you should be ashamed of yourselves.
Thank you for your comment. Anyone else? Not from the floor, sir?
Hi, good evening. My name is Gina Gorman. I own the property on 7911 Miller Road. I'm a little concerned that I haven't received any notification via mail in regard to what the planning board is considering, and I'd like to know when those notices are going out.
There's a process with the planning board. I don't know where they're at with their process. I think we're a little premature on notices.
I'm a little confused about why you guys don't know what's going on another part of the town Like, why is your board not able to discern what is going on with other committees? Like, who's in charge of coordinating committees? Like, why don't you know what's going on?
Okay, normally I do not go back and forth with you, with people, but the planning board is separate from the town board. We do not tell the planning board to approve, disapprove. We do not do input. There's a process. So they follow the process. That way, if either party is unhappy with the ruling, it is not that the town board had any influence undue on that process. Do you understand?
I do understand that. So I guess then the question is, why does the planning board have so much power to dictate to our town what kind of projects can be approved and not approved that could be potentially hazardous to the safety of our
I don't think
community?
anybody's dictating anything, ma'am.
You told me that they have the sole right to approve something.
Or disapprove. It's up to them to look at all of the data and people's concerns. The planning board has a function. We let them do their
I
function.
got that. I've
That's
presented
not our
many
function.
times over many years to many planning boards in many communities and towns and counties. I know how it works. What I don't understand is why the town of Mahopac has usurped the authority to be able to determine who builds what, where, and when without even like having an oversight committee. Who is overseeing the planning board's decision here? Are they have the ultimatum on everything that comes before them to say yes or no? Is that correct?
No, there's zoning code that is legislated by the town board, and then that's what the planning board follows, that and state law, state regulations, and all those codes. But I'm not going to have a discussion with you. Do you have any other comments?
I'm not talking about the upcoming project. I'm talking about procedurally,
Yeah,
how...
we're not going to discuss the procedure of the planning board, ma'am,
Why? Why not?
because it's not a discussion.
Okay, I'll see you all on the 11th.
Scott Moriello, 17 Lounsbury Drive.
No,
I watched a lot of town of Carmel board meetings.
no.
And you've never had
It is
this
in
rule.
Somers.
You've never had this rule.
I've always had this rule.
Public comment is public comment,
Not
allow
from-
them to comment.
Nope, wrong.
They talk
Thank
about
you.
the,
Sit down. Thank you.
Hi, Tara Ferdico, Silvergate Road. I just want to say this, because obviously everybody here, for the most part, is dealing with this lithium. I think it's great that this community has come together to have this discussion, to band together from town to town, even though we're bordering. I do want to see change to the town. I don't want to see that kind of change. But I do just want to come up and say, I'm sorry, guys, that you can't speak your minds. I guess we have to go to the towning board.
Yes.
Fight remains for the fight.
Yes, you can make your comments at the planning board. Thank you.
So I just want to, I just got a phone call that on April 11th, it is not on the agenda. All right? For the planning board.
Rose said it is on the agenda. Who said it's not? Yeah. Well,
So,
That's
so
the
has the
chi-
matter
What?
been adjourned?
So,
So has the matter been adjourned, or it's
No,
just
no,
not on the
so
agenda?
He said there's no public hearing
Oh,
scheduled
let the lady
yet.
speak, please.
no,
There's-
sit
he's-
down.
What were you
No,
saying?
He said-
sit down.
He said that there's
Sit
no public
down.
hearing scheduled yet.
I have her 5 minutes.
Sit down, you can't do that, sit down.
Where does it say that in the rules?
I just told you, sit down.
So you making up the rules?
Sit
You-
down.
She gave me her 5 minutes.
You're-
Where does it say that?
I just
I
told
understand
you.
that. The rules of procedures state that?
Sit down.
The rules of procedures don't state I can't have her 5 minutes.
Sit down.
You're making that decision, which
Sit-
is improper.
No, thank you.
Open meeting law.
Yeah, sit down. Sit down.
We're gonna change some rules here.
Keep disrupting the meeting, and I'll ask you to leave.
I'm not disrupting.
If you speak,
I'm a resident of the public.
you are disrupting the meeting. If you keep outbursting, you'll be asked to leave. So I understand that the chairman said that to you, but the person that makes the schedule, Rose, told us that it's on the 11th. So maybe he should check with Rose before we tell them that
I'm
that's a
gonna- I'm
different thing.
All right, I'm gonna go make a phone call. This is
Okay.
just to ask him.
So the secretary that makes the schedule and the agenda told us the 11th.
So Jody Canariato, 77 Bloomer, I want a foil of that record that was sent to her, of that text. I want to see that. And to echo what Lauren said, it's disgusting the way you guys sit up here and are all smug. This is a community that's coming together for the betterment of our community, our kids, our people. You guys all shake our hands, you're all at the parades, you want us all to vote for you, then listen to us.
We
We have a
appreciate you.
voice too. You don't
Thank you.
appreciate us if you're silencing us.
Yep.
You don't.
I appreciate your comments. Thank you.
Hi, I have a question again.
No.
You can't tell me no. You said Rose, and I'm just asking the fact that Rose has emailed me and says that this is not even on the agenda, and you're saying it is.
Rose,
So-
tell me about it.
Yes, I
Emailed
can
you.
pull up the email, and I can read it out loud if you'd like.
Just now, she emailed you.
A couple of days ago. I will happily read it out loud.
She told us before the meeting.
She told you I emailed you and
No.
I asked the question?
No,
And then
she-
I also just, before I sit down, I think you said on record that it's too premature, but I have 100 and something pages from the planning board that exists for this lithium battery that we're not allowed to speak
No, I'm saying
about. Thank you.
it's
Thank you.
premature that they don't have a public hearing yet.
How you doing? May I address the board?
Yeah.
My name's Christopher Harrigan. I live at 32 Ernhofer Drive in
Yep.
Carmel, New York. I just want to, hearing everyone speak tonight, I know there's certain rules and everything. This is a small town, and I see a lot of people, I speak to a lot of people in this town, and they're informed, and we're just now getting this room full of people that are interested in a project that's going to affect their community. And I know we don't have to talk about the project, and I know there's certain rules, but I don't know, is it usually filled like this for a town meeting? So I understand there's certain rules of procedures, but you do have a room full of people that are willing to learn about a process and how things work, and you're being very smug towards them, and they're taking the time out to come here and sit in a meeting, and a lot of people are just at home, it's raining tonight, and they came out to learn something, a little bit about it, and they're being treated extremely poorly. And I think this could be an opportunity to educate the people of this town on how things work. And I know we're going to speak that it's set for the planning board next week, but to talk down to people that are interested in things that are happening to their community and just telling people to shoo and stuff like that, you have done it. Yeah, I just watched it. It's kind of disheartening. You know, we did elect, everyone in here voted for you guys to get on the board, and we are involved, and that's how we're being treated. You could see why we're upset with the process and the fact that it got to this point, and a lot of people, a lot of business owners that are involved are just now getting a realization of what the project is. And that's why everyone is so frustrated, because it's not like the people in this room don't pay attention to town things. This is not a huge town. There aren't a lot of things going on. So that's why we're extremely frustrated.
Thank you. One second.
I would,
No. One second. So I'm not trying to be smug. Again, like I was explaining, I would like to not be dragged into a lawsuit because I let undue pressure go, whether or not I agree with any of this electric or any of those things. I'm not supposed to express that and sway anything with the planning board. Let them make their decision. You go to their meeting, you can make your comments, and you can bring data, you could do all those things. It's not for us to do. What did you want to say?
So I'd like to address this email. Good afternoon, Carrie. And for the record, it is Dr. Reardon. I will not be addressed as Carrie. I'm not your friend, number one. Number two, the public
sorry.
hearing for the
Who
battery farm has
called you
not been
Carrie?
scheduled yet, and I don't know when it will be scheduled. It's not on the planning board agenda because they haven't submitted anything. Meanwhile, I have a packet here that says differently since February 28th. Once the public hearing is scheduled, it will be in the Putnam Press and Putnam Courier, and residents within 500 feet of the property lines will be notified by mail. With that, I'm just going to say Canada had smoke that blew from 8 hours away all the way to Long Island. It traveled through and stopped by and said hi to Mahopac. I'll leave it at that, that the wind doesn't just blow 500 feet within this ion lithium battery factory.
You can find out. It's not on.
Good evening, Board. Kevin O'Keefe, 11 Cornelius Lane. I come to you before you today to address a pressing issue that needs to be brought to your attention. I would like to discuss 4 major points that make a lithium battery energy storage facility unfavorable in these towns.
Sir, I said not to talk about the lithium battery, and it's only residents.
If I address it as a rainstorm instead of a lithium battery storage, would you listen?
No. No.
Firstly, there is a high risk of fire of an explosion.
Vinny, turn off the microphone. Sir, step away from the microphone.
Could I ask you about a FOIL request recently that I had
No.
given to the town of Carmel?
No.
Alice Daly, thank you for your response to the FOIL request. There is one FOIL request that I did ask for.
Sir?
I asked for any and all records concerning application for proposal of installation of the battery.
Sir, step away from the
I
podium.
was asked to go on the website and look for it myself.
Can't keep going.
Doctor, you can't keep coming up to the microphone. No more. No.
What are the
no.
thermal runway codes
No.
for Carmel?
Ma'am.
Mahopac?
Ma'am, no more coming to the microphone.
So I just want people to know that I just got clarification. The planning board on April 11th, it is not on the agenda, okay? So look on the website, see if it's when. I don't schedule it, we don't schedule their planning board things, the agenda. You can call to find out. I don't even know if they know when it's going to be on it, but I just want to make sure that I did get clarification. It is not on the April 11th.
All right.
I don't know that answer, because I don't.
It's on.
Okay, so by the time we get to speak at this planning board, is it going to be too late? Are they going to say, oh, this is already decided, sorry, shit out of luck?
I'm sorry, what was your name?
Louise Kennedy, 5 Emerald Lane.
Thank you.
And who's going to sue you?
Either the people in the audience because they didn't get their way, or whoever it is that's doing this project that didn't get their way. It happens all the time.
Okay.
When somebody doesn't get what they want, they sue. That's what we do in America now. Ma'am, stop speaking from the audience. Sir, anyone else?
Mike.
Yes, sir.
My name is Sal Cognetta, live on Bucks Hollow Road. Okay? I've been to a lot of town board meetings with a lot of problems. Never, ever treated like this in any town board member or any supervisor. It's disgusting,
You've never been treated like
right?
this, Sal?
Never treated like this, never,
You could speak, Sal.
never. Never treated like this in a town board meeting, never.
Un-American.
Thank you, Sal. So if there are no more residents' comments,
Longtime resident Frank Ciano. Just want you guys to know that, you guys should really get your pros and cons ready and come to every meeting. Can't just come to one. You guys live on Lounsbury. I was your neighbor, 19, okay? I would never want that in my backyard. You're right. But you guys gotta go to Somers.
Frank.
Get your people together.
Address us.
To go after them. That's what you have to do. You guys are doing nothing. If you don't show up to your
Frank,
meeting,
address us.
so well, you got it. So if they don't, the people go to Somers and get this rectified with Somers to go after Carmel, you guys are going to get nowhere. So go call your senators, your assemblymen, and they'll work it out for you guys. That's what you guys should be doing, okay? Because I'm here every Wednesday, and I've never seen one of you guys here, okay? And we have more than this problem in Mahopac. You think this is our only problem? You're wrong. But you only came here for one tonight. And you came here for the wrong reason, because you can't even do anything here, okay? You're not listening. It's not okay, you're right. But you came to a meeting, you can't do anything. What are you going to do? Every Wednesday.
Frank, stop engaging with the
I got
audience.
5 minutes. I didn't.
You're engaged. Stop.
Michael?
Stop engaging with the audience.
I'm telling you for them, so, that's it. I'm just telling them that they're here picking you guys apart for no reason.
Thank you.
Okay? That's
All right.
all. You guys didn't do anything wrong. That's all.
Thank you.
Have a great night.
Thank you. Huh? Yeah. All right, there's no other residents? I asked the town board, someone give us a resolution here to accept the minutes from the March 6th, 2024.
So moved.
Can I second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Our first resolution is authorizing the General and Highway Fund Equity Reserve Balance for fiscal year 2023.
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes the Town Comptroller Mary Ann Maxwell to establish and/or modify the balances in the fund equity reserves for the general and highway funds for fiscal year end 2023 as set forth on the schedule attached hereto, which is incorporated herein and made a part of hereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by Lombardi. Can we get a roll call?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi? Supervisor Cazzari?
Our second resolution. Okay, sir.
Put it in your backyard. Put it in your backyard. You don't need Channel 7 here. Don't worry, we're not voting for you. I don't care if I waste my time. You heard me. You don't have any families? It's time to go. Hey, Four Eyes, you have any family? Just how you know. It's terrible. It's terrible.
So our second resolution, authorizing the final budget modifications for 2023. Councilman Lombardi, could you read that?
Whereas the Town Controller Mary Ann Maxwell has reviewed the proposed final budget modifications for the period ending December 31, 2023 with the Town Board, which are detailed and explained in the attached budget revision schedule 2023-07. Now therefore be it resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes and ratifies the final budget modification revisions for the period ending December 31, 2023, as shown itemized on Schedule 2023-07 attached here too, incorporated herein and made part hereof. I offer this resolution.
Second.
Can we get a roll call on that?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. Our third resolution is authorizing attendance at a seminar. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes Town of Carmel Director of Recreation and Parks, Nina Kalmeyer, to attend the New York State Recreation and Parks Society Annual Conference in Glen Falls, New York, being held on April 14th through the 16th, 2024. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel authorizes payment of reasonable and necessary expenses incurred in connection therein upon audit. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Seconded by McDonough. Can we have a roll call on that?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. Our fourth resolution is accepting proposal for assessment support services. Councilwoman McDonough, could you read that?
Yes, resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Town Assessor Glenn Drosy, hereby accepts the proposal of Gar Associates, Williamsville, New York, for assessment support services for years 2024 through 2026 at an annual cost of $9,999 in accordance with the proposal dated March 11, 2024. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Can we get a roll call on that?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. Our next resolution is authorizing emergency repairs, Carmel Water and Sewer Districts. Councilman Kearns, could you read that?
Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, acting as commissioners of the various water and sewer districts of the Town of Carmel, hereby acknowledges the emergency performance of water and sewer district collection system, distribution system, and treatment facility repairs as fully detailed in the memorandum of Town Engineer Richard J. Franzetti, P.E., to the Town Board dated March 12, 2024, as attached hereto and made a part of thereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
And can we have a roll call, please?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. Number 6 is authorizing amendment to the bylaws of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department. Councilman Lombardi, could you read that?
Sure. Resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby authorizes and consents to the amendment, Section 3 of the bylaws of the Mahopac Volunteer Fire Department with respect to expansion of non-resident members' requirements. Said amendments and form as attached hereto and made part hereof. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
There's your amendment. Our number 7 is accepting proposal for insurance. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby accepts the proposal of Brown & Brown, Mahopac, New York, to provide liability insurance to the Town of Carmel for the period of April 1st, 2024 through March 31st, 2025. Said proposal to be in the form as is on file in the office of the Town Supervisor, and be it further resolved that the Town Supervisor is hereby authorized to sign all necessary documentation required to accept such proposal. I offer this as read.
Second.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. Number 8 is a resolution authorizing commencement of litigation. Councilwoman McDonough?
Sure. Resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes Joseph A. Charbonneau, Esquire, 3 Star Ridge Road, Brewster, New York, to commence litigation against the owners of the property located at 77 Houston Road and relating to the unauthorized use of resources and facilities of Carmel Water District Number 2. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Carmel hereby authorizes Joseph A. Charbonneau, Esquire, 3 Star Ridge Road, Brewster, New York, to commence litigation against the owners of the property located at 5 County Line Road relating to the unauthorized use of resources and facilities of Carmel Water District Number 4. And be it further resolved that such authorization shall be deemed to include, but not limited to, commencement, declaratory judgment, actions in the Supreme Court. And be it further resolved that such services are hereby authorized at a rate of $225 per hour. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Can we have a roll call on that?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. Next is a resolution authorizing renewal of contract for Leads Online Database. Councilman Kearns, could you read that one?
Resolved, the Town Board of the Town of Carmel, upon the recommendation of Chief of Police Anthony Hoffman, hereby authorizes the renewal of the contract with Leeds Online Access administered through the County of Putnam for a term commencing January 1, 2024 through December 31, 2026, at an annual reimbursement cost of $8,353.43. And be it further resolved that the Town Supervisor Michael Cazzari is hereby authorized to execute said agreement on behalf of the Town of Carmel. For this resolution as read.
Second.
Can we have a roll call on that?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. Our last resolution for tonight is authorizing the awarding of bids for miscellaneous Highway Department materials and services. Councilman Lombardi, could you read that?
Sure. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Carmel had previously authorized advertisements for the solicitation of bids for various highway materials and services for the Town Highway Department, and whereas such bids were received and open, and Highway Superintendent Michael Stern has recommended the awarding of the bids, now therefore be resolved, the Town Board of Town of Carmel hereby awards the bids for the purchase of various highway materials and services to the lowest responsible bidders who met the specifications as follows for calendar year 2024. First is granule base item 4 and crushed gravel to Putnam Materials and Thay Industries per memorandum of Michael Stern to the Town Board dated March 14, 2020, attached here to and made part hereof. Next, bituminous concrete, hot mix asphalt, and curb in place. Reject all bids, received an award bid to Clove Excavators per Putnam County bid RFB 3823 per New York General Municipal Law, Section 10316. Next, bituminous concrete FOB plant. Reject all bids, received an award to Peckham Material Corp., Package Pavement Company, Inc., and Thalen Industries per Putnam County bid RFB 17-23 per New York General Municipal Law, Section 10316. Next, aluminum culvert and steel culvert to Chemung Supply Corporations per memorandum of Michael Stern to the Town Board dated March 14, 2024, attached here to and incorporated herein. Next, polyethylene drainage pipe to Carmel Wind Water Works, Chemung Supply Corp., and Expand Supply per memorandum of Michael Stern to Town Board dated March 14, 2024, as attached here to and incorporated herein. Next, precast concrete catch basins. Reject all bids, received and award to Carmel Wind Water Works per Putnam County bid RFB 1823 per New York General Municipal Law 10316. And last, tree felling and trimming to New England Property Management per memorandum of Michael Stern to Town Board dated March 14, 2024, attached here to and incorporated herein. I offer this resolution as read.
Second.
Can we have a roll call, please?
Councilman Kearns?
Yes.
Councilwoman McDonough?
Yes.
Councilman Lombardi?
Aye.
Supervisor Cazzari?
Yes. No, no more comments. So, no. So no disrespect was meant to the residents of Somers or the town of Carmel in reference to this item before the planning board. We are not going to discuss things that the other boards are still in the process of, and I'm sorry that people are offended by that, but that's to protect the residents and ourselves from litigation, and that's just the way that is. Anybody have comments? Please, please, no comments from the floor. There's no comments from the floor. Oh. Anybody, comments?
Yep, so I just want to let everyone know that tomorrow night, the Recreation is having their open meeting. It's at 7:30 PM at Sycamore Park. Everyone is invited. And I also just want to comment that I was surprised and upset when I came here at 6:30 for the meeting tonight that I was advised that the public would not be able to speak. I disagree with it. I told the town board, told everyone up here that I disagree with it. that I thought the public should have been allowed to speak. Again, without us talking about it or discussing it or answering everything. And that's how I feel. You know, I just think you should have been able to, but that's only my vote. That's only my thought. So I just wanted to let everybody know.
I have something, actually. I forgot. This Saturday, April 6th, I will be hosting my monthly town hall in the Hamlet. It'll be taking place at Spain Memorial Cornerstone Park, 1 Fair Street. I'll be there from 9 to 11. If you guys would like to come, voice your concerns, I'll be there. April 6th, this Saturday. Light refreshments will be served as well.
So can I get a motion to go into executive session? We are going to be discussing computer security, technology, police, and personnel issues.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Good night.